Right, my name's John Hunt. I run Cuestars, which is competitions. Really pleased. Tom McEvoy, who we sort of get together, don't we, most weeks for training. Tom won his first Cuestars, so he won the Cuestars Silver competition on Sunday, so that was brilliant. Well, what Sunday is, it depends when this video comes out. Anyway, he is now a Cuestars competition winner. I'm so proud of him. He's done so well. He worked so hard at snooker, and he definitely got what he deserved. He did deserve that win. Stayed cool under pressure, didn't you, Tom, as well? Just embarrassing him. Right, I've dropped Tom in the deep end again as usual today, because coming up is going to hopefully be Joe Perry doing the Magnificent Seven. So I thought I wanted Tom to go through it as a guinea pig for me. So what we've got is what I think are sort of 7 of the best routines from the Cuestars Academy, which is what I'm the creator of, and which if you haven't done so already, you can sign up to. So these are 7. So I pick out as really good routines. So what we're starting with is Smelly shots 20, and I'll talk through as Tom does this routine. So the first one is the 10 shots. You're playing a couple of balls whipped from the cushion. You're basically playing off the cushion each time, and you've got to pot the red, and you're looking to get on the we've got that shot on the high value colour. Okay, that's cool. And then what you do is pick the cue block and come around this way. Yeah, the reason I encourage people to do it that way is, again, it's a bit like break building. You're on the walk, you're walking around, you're getting a flow. So again, with training, you want to train that, build that into your game. It's important for our Cuestars players. Some of them have, a couple of players have reached the tour, Billy Castle, Jamie Wilson. And what I'm proud of, they're really watchable players. They're players you want to watch. And again, that comes apart to the fact the way they play, the manner that they play the game. So I'm keen to encourage that fluency, that natural ability, that instinct, because after all, that's why Judd Trump is so brilliant. Because not only is he a winner, he also knows how to entertain. Okay, that's good, Tom. So you can see the idea of this is the shots get a little bit harder each time. It's a good, place to start anyway with your training. What you've done, lost your, yeah, because you can get your cue arm going. Okay, all right. And the plan, anything you miss, again, it's my way, but I tend to just pop it here on the top cushion so you know what you potted and what you haven't. That white, you're pushing it very close to the cushion, Tom. And so, yeah, that's it. Okay, that's good. And these shots are really important in matches, because often if you can pot this, you're getting on a high value colour. So there's certainly good reward if you can pot it. As Tom's just done, you'll see there he would have been on the pink in the game. So they're what I call, as I say, smelly shots, but there's no harm in practicing them. Oh, that's all right, as I pot. And you say your cue is always sort of going through at what I call a little bit of a dodgy speed. So sometimes you can just not quite hit the ball well. Okay, seems like I hit that one better, but not quite in. That's okay. So not a bad start. So you've got 7. Then what we do is I tend to just spin them round now on the other diagonal. So I've got them going in this direction, and this time round, if they were smelly before, they're properly stinky now, because you're going to have your white now pinned against the cushion. Again, you'd have to play this in a match, I would argue, because if you can pot the red, you're going to be on the high value colour. You certainly wouldn't be playing these shots if there wasn't a colour to follow. Okay, so this time Tom, yep, tight against the cushion. So why I've been, why I've been pretty tough on Tom today on this one, of course, is that the whole idea of this Magnificent 7 is that it's just one take. You just go through the routine, the 7 routines, and then just see how many points you can accumulate. So a bit like in match situations, you don't get second chances to pot that ball to win the game, or you shouldn't. Yeah, that's nicely hit. Well done. That's okay. You struck it okay. So just keep going. Really, you just got to keep backing your method. Yeah, again, nice hit. I think what part of the reason Tom got his success the weekend is he's learning not to panic when you miss a ball. We all miss balls, so you've got to sort of take the Marco Williams approach to it. You just got to forget it and just move on to the next shot, and just back your method, your process each time. Don't start searching for something. Just stay cool. Excellent. Well, we're very lucky in Cuestars. We've got fantastic qualified coaches. So what they do is they provide our players with great techniques, all the basics. And then what I'm trying to do is to, because I enjoy competing myself, is try and give our players really good training exercises so that they can sort of then, with that great technique that the coaches are giving them, they can then, learn to control the cue and learn all these other skills. Oh, that's all right. Miscued. Right, so just one to go. Oh, you've hit that one, haven't you? Oh, yeah, cracking finish. All right, so it'll come up on the video what Tom's scored there, because obviously we've got it recorded. I've got a feeling, let's have a look, Q3, I think it was 10 or 11, but anyway, it'll be on. Right, so let's move on. So now we've got rest play, bit of rest play to do. So we're going to have 5 reds either side of the table. Now 3 balls width. The first set is 3 balls width from the side cushion in line with the pink spot, and then you just place the reds about a centimetre apart, and then we do the same on this side of the table. So then we've got the 10 reds. We don't want the pink and black though. You might want to take the colours off the table. Really, that's it. Cheers, Tom. Okay, so we've got 10 rest shots to do. What you'll notice with the Magnificent 7, it covers as much of, your practice, covers a bit, there's some safety play, there's some rest play. Oh, yeah. It's got to be between the middle pockets, all right? And depending on, if we've got junior players, we've got players that are 8, 9 playing snooker, you might have to bring that cue ball back so that you can reach the shot. Okay, nice start, Tom. I'll just pass the white ball back to you and you can place it where you want. So again, as long as it's inside the bulk half of the table, then it's okay. Because these are probably, one of the hardest rest shots you've got. Key rest shot though, because of course you can stun it, you'll be on the black. Okay, very nice. As you saw there, that white ball just came forward lovely for the black. And what you're doing here with the mags is just accumulating points all the way through. So again, every pot Tom's making is getting a point for it. Yeah, that's good. And then again, you place it and get involved. That's good. And you notice I'm careful when it comes to training. I've explained to Tom, record your scores because that's fact. It tells you how you're playing, what your level is. And only if those average scores, because over time you obviously have an average for each of these 7 routines. And if those scores are holding up well, then there's clearly nothing wrong with your technique, or your method. So you just need to just practice. But if the scores should fall off a cliff, say your average suddenly over a few weeks suddenly really drops low on any of the routines, well, that's the time to investigate your technique. So as a case, if it broke, don't try and fix it. Okay, still going strong. These are tougher pots now because they're the reds are nearer the cushion. Okay, all right, you're doing all right though. It's a good score. Okay, so these last shots are the tough ones, so you've got to be a bit more forgiving on these last ones because they've got to really be accurate. Yeah, good finish, Tom. Well done. So that's a strong score. So I can count that one. There's 3 reds there, so that's 7 out of 10. So that's really excellent. Going to put you on the spot now. What is your average on rest play? Oh, wow, look at it. That's what we're talking about, because that's factual. Now, if suddenly he came in over a few weeks and he was scoring 1s and 2s, then yeah, that's the time to think, well, maybe something's gone awry with my technique. But if he's averaging 6, that's fine, yeah. Right, so let's have a look. So the next one we've got is the 15 reds down the middle. So it's 15 straight reds, we call this one. So the middle red will be on the blue spot, and then 7 reds either side of that red on the blue spot, about a centimetre apart. Don't push them too far apart, otherwise you're going to make this routine much harder than it need be. So about a centimetre apart is fine. That looks good. All right, and then Tom's going to be putting the cube on the baulk line each time, leaving a straight pot. And again here, it's more important about striking the ball well. You know, if you start hitting the ball well, they'll start going in. So again, it's still a case of don't panic. Okay, well that's a cracking start. So I'll let you grab that. And how you do this, you can go from side to side, or you could just play them one after the other. I know Ronnie O'Sullivan recommends that you just sort of play them all, you know, one after another in a line, which I can understand that. Okay, that's all right. As I said, it's important, just follow this path of this red. Ideally you want it to stay in the top half of the table. That way in a match it's sort of a bit of a shot to nothing. It's likely to be safe. Oh, now I think you've just done that just to help me there. I was going to say, you find the red come hurtling back down the table, that does mean you've hit it too hard. Because in a game that will cost you, I promise. And there's no need to do that, because this shot you'd usually be stunning for the blue. Okay, so and this happens. There's some talk throughs I've done of where I've started hitting balls like that. You've just got to stay calm, just try and focus on that strike on the ball, making it, just timing the hitting it sweet. Yeah, just now it's an individual thing, but when I'm sort of struggling with the long pots, I've got like a little check or two that I can just put in there just to try and get back on track. The one that usually works most is the position of my head. So making sure I'm sort of lining up, I'm sighting it right. So I'm getting head in a good position. I'm stood behind the shot and then take my head towards the ball. And then that often just starts to make me hit it right again, sight it right. That's what Tom just did there. See, listen. It's a good listener, Tom, good learner. Yeah, and often it's the case, once you just sort of lock in back onto that line again, you usually get a few pots in a row. Just like you can have some horrific misses in a row, you can also, if you stay calm, you can get a nice little sequence of pots going. Beauty of snooker, it can be, your form can be completely different, not just from one day to the next, but literally from one moment to the next. I don't know why I'm chalking my tip. I think I want to have a shot. Okay, stay cool, stay calm. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. And because there are 7 routines, you may have a duff one. That's again perfectly normal. But again, if you don't panic, you can catch back up on a routine that goes really well. Right. Okay. Right, I don't know, somehow we set the reds up wrong, didn't we? Because that should be on there and that should be there. So you're playing that one and then that one into that pocket. But I don't know what happened there, but... Okay. So you've got to keep going right to the bitter end. So the last shot is as important as the first shot. So again, just visualise it. And try and make a good hit on it. Okay, yeah, still a bit inconsistent with the pace you're playing these shots. I mean, you got that one coming back, so you are over hitting quite a few of those. So that's something you can work on. Just try and be more consistent with the strength that you're playing them, because you don't want to hit the ball any harder than you have to. Really, I mean, as long as you get the white to stop, you're on the blue. And as I said, by not over hitting it, if you do get a rattle, it normally goes safe. All right, so it's 4 on that one, but that's quite to say. It's a tough routine. Right, so next we've got long pots. Okay, so we're going to put the colours on the spots now. I'll explain why in a moment we do that. Now, I did a talk through on this one, and it proved very popular because I'm not so sure that there's too many long potting routines out there, and I guess why people like this is sort of the reason I like this routine is you get this shot a lot in the game. Sometimes when somebody's gone in off and they've been a little bit lucky, and then you're left with the cue ball and the D, and you're facing this long shot, and you think, oh God, if I miss it, I'll put the person back in amongst the reds. So again, it's a really good routine to practice, because if you can approach this shot with some confidence, then that is for the better. So again, Tom, this is I think a practice he regularly does. So the idea here is to try and pot the red and get on the black. You haven't got to pot the colour, but that's your thinking. Okay, and with all these shots, we're playing from inside the D each time. So the first couple of shots, usually I play them a bit Mark Williams side, just style, float them in. Okay, so you're just hitting across those, so try and just stay a bit more solid on it. Okay, so again, visualize the shot, because you need to have a positive mindset on the shot. All right, that's okay. Say you came through that straighter, because I tend to find that if you overcut a ball and then next shot you try and undercut it or go the other way, that doesn't work. The secret again is just to stick to your process, and then you'll gradually zone in. Okay, so you know, otherwise you'll just sway backwards and forwards. Right, you got choice on the next one. You could float it in, or you could play the stun. And the reason the stun's possibly I think you put the white near the brown. Yeah, you can feed the white down to the black, so that can work quite well. Oh, nice. And there we go. Perfect example. See that white's just floated down towards the black. So it's a nice way of playing that shot. Oh, yes. Again, another example. You see, when you get one in, your mindset's changed, isn't it? You've got you know, you're thinking of the shot before, and you think, yep, pot that. And that's why we tend to find we can be a bit, you know, everybody's a bit streaky with. But for the, you know, for the good streaks to last, it's about your temperament more than anything. It's you know, again, it comes down to not panicking when you miss a ball, and not get sort of overexcited when you're starting to knock them all in. Yeah, very good, Tom, very good. So the last couple of shots, I call them the Ronnie O'Sullivan shots, because he plays this shot against Mark Selby in the semi-finals of World Championships a few years back. And then you've got to pot this and come around 2 cushions for the black, because again, you're playing it from the D, and that's the way you know, I'd expect you to play this shot. Okay, so don't forget, we want to be a little bit lower on that cue ball. Remember, that's what we're learning. I did spot you on Sunday in your competition still hitting that cue ball a bit high. So just above centre, and you'll get the if you just stay on the shot, you'll still get the white going forwards. That's better, but you'll make a better hit on the cue ball. Yeah, that's all right. It's not bad. So tricky routine. So what we got there? 3. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. And anybody, as I said, when you do this, if you end up with no pots, don't panic. They're hard shots, but the way you're playing them is the right way. So chances are that it's still only the ball you're playing that you're going to leave. Right, so we now go to shot to nothing. So with this exercise, I'm going to just position 5 reds beside the pink, getting about a centimetre apart. And you'll see that I've lined, well, you won't see, but they're lined up basically on that diagonal between the middle pocket and this top pocket. And the idea is we're putting our cue ball on or behind the baulk line, and we're looking to cut the red in the corner. If we pot the ball, we're getting 2 points. But if we don't pot it and we get our cue ball back behind the baulk line, we can still score a point. Okay, that's all right. Now, I must say with this routine, it's quite strict. You've got to have all of your cue ball behind the baulk line. And also this red you play has got to stay in the top half of the table. Because if it doesn't, then it's not a shot to nothing. Okay, that's good, Tom. So that's 2 points so far. Yeah, we don't want to bump on that green, I'm afraid, because that could do you. It has, yeah, and that's the reason I do that. In the game, if you get a bump on the book colour, then it can often lead to your opponent being given a chance at a pot or something. And it'll certainly mean they get their hand on the table. Right, that's a 2-pointer. So what I'm going to do, actually, I think I've made a bit of a boo-boo there. That you missed. So the 2-pointer's just there. So they're worth a point, that's worth 2. Oh, wow. I've just come across that. Okay, all right. So we now move to the other side. So there's a maximum of 20 points on offer here. That's why you really sort of need to go for the pots, because you know, you want to try and get over that into double figures or more. And of course, to do that, you'll need to pot a ball or two. Right, there we go. So just repeat the same, but on the other side of the table. Okay, now that cue ball might do it, but it's that yellow's going to do you again, isn't it? Yeah, it's that kiss on the yellow. Down now. Now, just in case people are wondering, you don't play this shot with side, because you know, adding any side to this shot's going to make potting the red a lot harder. I promise you that. And again, the purpose of using side is to change the angle of the cue ball on safety, not to try and help pot a ball. And there's no requirement here to change the angle, because there's a lovely natural angle back. As you can see there, that's a nice line that it takes, keeps away from the colours. That's okay, Tom. So that's my little tip there. If you find you're playing these with side spin, then stop doing that, and you'll pot more reds. All as demonstrated. Lovely finish. Okay, you did well there. You kept going well. You had your little moment, didn't you? But you didn't let you affect the next shot you played, which is important. Sometimes you do have to get things out of your system. I don't really, you know, I don't endorse banging the table. Of course, I've never done that, have I, Tom? all of us have done that at a time. Sometimes you do have to let out a little bit of steam, but yeah, as I said, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying I understand it. I play too, so I do understand it. Right. So we've got figure of 8 safety. Again, important routine within the Magnificent 7. Have something where you're actually hitting the ball with side, and this is a key shot. So what I'm going to do is I've got 4 reds in a row like that, and then I'm taking the 5th red, and then I'm just lining them up in line with the pink. Okay, this time, and again they're about an inch apart. So there we go. We've got centimeters and inches, just to cause confusion. So that's where the reds need to be. Your cue ball, I would recommend you put it just this side of the brown, and we're looking at clipping this red and using the spin to feed it inside the blue and back behind the baulk line. So it's a tough shot, this. There's no two ways about it. It's a tough shot. Sorry? Side, you need side, yeah. You must practice this, don't you? Oh wow, okay, well, that's cool then. So I've got, yeah, found a new routine for you. Right, so we're flicking off this thing, and yes, you're going to find you're going to need the side. And this is why it's such a you know, a cool shot, this one, because it is tough. But it is a bit of a game changer. Well played, Tom. Well played. Yeah, impressed with that. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so that's a point on the board. Again, the same rules here. We've got to get all of this cue ball behind the baulk line, and we've got to keep this red in the top half of the table. And Tom did that. So, and of course the white's got to come inside the blue. Okay, a little bit too thick that time. Okay, so I'll pop that in the pocket, and anything you've done, I'll pop over there. You will tend to find with this routine, if you're hitting them right, the reds will come over here, which is quite nice because you can get into a nice flow with it again. You can just play one shot after another. Obviously, that depends. Get that reward, the better you get at it. Yeah, you see, you're going to need a little bit more side. You've got to nip the side on. Again, it's a shot that you can't have a floaty sort of like mechanical cue action. It's got to be, there'll be a bit of feel put into this shot. Yeah, that's okay. That's good. All right, so that's another one. Excellent. Well done. And of course, the reason we play this shot in the game is we've got a better chance of getting behind the baulk colours, and also we can use this, push this red into a group of reds, or to maybe free the black or something like that. No, not quite. Okay, but that's all right. You know, I didn't realise we haven't covered this one, so that was a decent first go. So what I'm going to do is just repeat that setup just on this side of the table now, so we'll be using the opposite side. So again, 4 reds, then this 5th one, and then we just line them up with the pink again, about an inch apart, and then exactly the same, try and feed it into that corner. I just need to move that over a little bit just to be kinder to you, because that's better. Okay, and just repeat it this time, a right hand side on the ball. Yeah, I think you're okay. Now, I'm just going to point out, if you do clip the edge of the blue, but your white still comes back behind the baulk line, that is okay. You know, that's all right. I don't mind that, because in a game, that would be effective still. Of course, you don't want to do that if you can help it, but if it should happen, you're okay. Yeah, it's just hard, isn't it? Because I do that sometimes. If you don't catch the white right, if you catch it a bit floaty, you don't get the spin on the ball, because it's almost like a little nip at the ball to get that spin on, because you do need a fair bit of spin. That's okay. You've got that more with the angle, the extra bit thick on the red, but that's all right. That's another point. You've done good. Doing good. Oh, too thick that time. Now this Angles McManus, Alan McManus would love this, because of course he's the person who calls it figure of 8, and that's that's why I gave it that name, figure of 8 safety, because I know like that's Alan McManus likes saying that. Yeah, just do it too thick. It's a tricky routine. Also, just to finish that, it's a good routine to practice if you're on a table that you're unfamiliar with, because you'll get some good feedback on how the side's reacting, how the cushion's reacting, if they're slidey, slippery like a star table, or if they're, the angles come off narrower, squarer, which they often do on a club table. So yeah, so that may be one you want to add to your training, because it's a good one to practice. You did well there. You did well with that. Impressed. Right. I'm terrible. I'm just thinking, how many routines have we done? Is that 6 now? I think it is, isn't it? So we've done smelly shots, we did rest play, did 15 reds, we did long pots. We've just done shots of nothing, and we've done figure of 8. Right. So it's training frame. Finish with. All right. So the training frame. So for Tom here, the only rules that apply is he can't miss the first red. Now what we're going to do is set the table up as if for a frame of snooker, hence why it's called training frame. And Tom will break off as normal. The rules for this is that you don't hit the pack up the back, so you hit it as you would do normally, because there's no real massive advantage here in smashing the reds, high and wide. So he's going to break off as normal. Okay. Oh, caught the blue, which could have done without. Never mind. But as I said, he's hit the front of the pack, so that's okay. Now what he's got is he can pick the cue ball up to start each break. What you are allowed to do with this is, if you fall out of position, or if you don't fancy the setup, then you can take a free shot, but you can only take a free shot on the on the back of choosing to stop a break. Okay, I hope that makes sense, but you'll see how it works as Tom goes through it. So it's pretty brutal, this practice, because you're sort of only getting the one training frame to try and accumulate a score, and your points from this are going to be your best break score in the training frame. Okay, yeah, that's not bad. So that's 8. Yeah, now if that don't go, just play through the reds and get them all open. Because you know, so give it a bit of a bash, I would suggest. Whoa, okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, that's all right, that's all right. I was going to say give it a bit of thought more than a bash, right. Okay, so I'll put your score, the best score at the moment is 8 on the board, all right, so that's what you're trying to beat. So there's a bit of a balancing act this, because you know, you're weighing up whether the shot's worth going or taking your free shot and just playing, getting the reds open, or maybe bring the colour back into play, or whatever you might choose to do. Because ultimately, you know, the key here is to try and get as big a break as you can within, for all the reds and colours run out. That's good. Okay, so Tom's up to 16, so he's improved his score, his break score. He's got 16 now. Yep, 17. Oh, that's a good shot. You played that nice. I like that. You hit that really good. So 21. Well done, Tom. 22. Okay, the big screw shot. 29. Yeah, good shot. You did well to hold that. Hit that good. 30. Yeah, again, really nicely hit. 36. $37. You got the blue as the backup. Yeah, good shot again, and a good line you've got there. You did well to miss the green. 42. Oh, that's just run a little bit more than I thought it would. But you're still in with a shout. Get in, get in. Lovely shot, Tom. I hope you've been rewarded over a shot of the black. I think you have. 43. Yeah, good. Stay nice and calm on that. 50. think you're okay. Oh, a little bit unlucky with being over the top of the red, but that's still a good shot. It's 51. Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, 58. Oh, unlucky. Fist pump. Very good, isn't it? It's flying. Anyway, keep going because there's enough points there, aren't they, to beat that score. So that's 58. Absolutely fantastic. Worked out well this again today, isn't it? It's random ideas. So keep going anyway because you're on a hot streak, aren't you? Playing nice. And that's what you have to do in snooker, you know, never be settled. I tell all our players that, you know, if you're in the zone, just go with it as long as you can. Eight. So what Tom does have to do, he has to try and beat 58. You know, that's the beauty of the training frame. It's almost like now, it's like, you know, your opponent's missing, you've got to try and nick the frame off and do a bit of a John Higgins. So that's why I love this practice method. It's not suitable for everybody, but if you've got enough time to practice it, I guess it is a game changer. Yeah, I think you got a nice kiss on the peak. Oh, getting just a little bit unkind of the way that's just falling in front of the other wood again. 15. Yeah, good. 16. $23. Lucky, mate. But that, excellent, excellent. So the reason Tom finishes there is there's only 51 left on the table and he's got a 58 break on the board, so he can't beat it. I mean, I'm really, again, really impressed. It just shows how Tom's game's improving. And I think doing these little challenges, one thing I'm finding with our players is I'm seeing the best of them. And also, the moment I've banged the mic on and I'm practicing, I seem to play better, strangely. So I think being put under the spotlight, I think the snooker players, we've got to be show-offs, haven't we? We've got to light the limelight, haven't we? I know, you know, other films I've done with you, you're trying to hide around the corner or something. But, you know, you've got to front up to things. You know, that's you know, that surely is what's going to make you play your best. So I hope you enjoyed watching the Magnificent Seven. And Tom was a great guinea pig, actually. I think he's done fantastic there. Should be really proud of that. Not quite sure what he scored, but it'll come up in a moment. And as I said, I'm hoping I can get, you know, a pro or two to have a go at this, as well as our players. So as I've said before, if you like these videos, please give them a thumbs up, makes all the difference. And also, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do that. If you subscribe to the Cuestars YouTube channel, that would be brilliant. You'll find all these routines on the Cuestars Academy. If you just type that into Google, that'll come up, and all the practice challenges and everything's in there. And as I said before, I hope to see you in another one of these videos very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.